Helena and Elijah. It's Aunt Elisa, and I'm so excited to be coming to you with another installment of Make Room for Elisa that I think that there's no time like the present for a little pyrotechnics. What do you think about that? Well, if you remember, when we left off last week, Elisa started singing in the middle of Russell's concert because he had stage fright and he wouldn't play his violin. So let's see what happens. I might repeat a little bit just to recap. A woman next to Elisa began to sing the words along with Elisa. Soon everyone around them joined in the singing. When Elisa realized what had happened, she blushed a bright red. She had promised Russell she wouldn't open her mouth, and she had broken her promise. Even worse, now everyone else in the room had joined in the song. Elisa felt her face getting hotter and hotter. Her fingers twirled the macaroni necklace around her neck. What was Russell going to say about this? Suddenly, the string holding Elisa's necklace together broke in her hand. Dozens of macaroni, painted red, blue, green, yellow, and purple, fell from her neck and landed on her lap before rattling onto the wooden floor. Some of the people around her leaned over and picked up the macaroni as they continued singing. Elisa's father leaned over and squeezed her hand. "Good girl, you broke the tension," he whispered to her. Elisa didn't know what he meant. She had broken her promise to keep quiet, and she had broken her necklace. But when she looked at Russell, she saw that Mr. Charles was standing next to him. They were singing along with everyone else. That surprised her. When the song ended, Mr. Charles leaned over and whispered something in Russell's ear. Russell smiled and nodded his head. The audience quieted down as Mr. Charles returned to his seat. Russell put the violin under his chin and began to play. Elisa could hear that he played the whole melody without a single mistake. When Russell finished playing, everyone clapped very loudly. Mr. and Mrs. Michaels clapped louder than anyone else. Other students performed after Russell, including Nora and Teddy. One girl played a piano piece called For Elise. Mrs. Michaels leaned over and whispered that it meant For Elisa. If she ever took piano lessons, Elisa was going to be sure to learn how to play that. When the recital was over, Elisa worried what Russell would say to her. He'd probably be furious because she sang during the recital. She had broken her necklace too. But when they were drinking their punch and eating the cookies that were set out, Russell didn't even mention what Elisa had done. He looked relieved that the recital was over. Nora came over to Elisa and Russell. "Your necklace is gone," she said to Elisa. "What happened to it?" "I broke it," said Elisa. "I broke it when I started singing," she admitted. "You can always paint some more macaroni and make another one." "Elisa is very good at painting," said Russell. Elisa smiled proudly. It wasn't every day that Russell gave her a compliment. When Nora walked away, Russell said, "I'm glad you came to my recital." "Aren't you angry that I sang?" asked Elisa, amazed. "I was at first," Russell admitted. "But when everyone was singing, it sounded good, and I stopped being nervous." "You played perfectly," said Elisa. "You didn't make a single mistake." "I know," said Russell with satisfaction. "I'm sorry I said bad things about your macaroni necklace." "I know," said Elisa. "What's for supper tonight?" Russell asked as they were walking home. "You'll never guess," laughed Mrs. Michaels. "Spaghetti?" asked Russell. "Chicken?" asked Elisa. "Meatloaf," suggested Mr. Michaels. "No, you're all wrong," said Mrs. Michaels. "I prepared it earlier in the day so it would be ready for supper. All I have to do when we get home is heat it up and cut up some salad." "What is it?" asked Russell. "Macaroni and cheese." Do you believe it, you guys? Elisa broke her macaroni necklace at the concert, and now they're having macaroni and cheese for supper. And here's a picture from the book. Let me see how I can do this. You can see right here. There are very few illustrations in this book, but that is one of them. And that apparently is the macaroni on the floor. There you can see Russell up there with his violin. And there's Elisa after she broke her necklace with all the macaroni on the floor. And I forgot to mention, you guys, that these are Uncle Ricky's glasses that I'm wearing tonight while I read to you, that I had my prescription lenses put in, so I can be wearing something of Uncle Ricky's while I'm reading to you guys. So I love you and I miss you guys very much. I think about you all the time. And I hope you enjoyed this latest installment of Make Room for Elisa. Maybe I'll even have bigger pyrotechnics next week. Love you guys. Bye.